Imagine if you were living in Rome. It was kind of towards the end of Rome, the collapsing days. Um, and you looked around and you noticed that a lot of the rich people weren't there. Where are they? We're all here. Where are they? They've already gone somewhere else. Or you look around and you notice that all your infrastructure, what you're doing, say that you were living in Rome on that part of the mainland, the Italian boot there, you're living in Rome, but you realize that all your tax dollars, all your money, everything you're doing was going to support some little group of people in Malta. Maybe these people in Malta called themselves Jews or they called themselves something you don't know, but somehow they occupied this special place in your mind. And for whatever reason, you're just now just giving all your money to this thing in Malta, which is all good because you'd seen them as a big victim. These Maltese had been attacked by someone else or all around them, and we saw they had the big victim brownie points, the persecution prize. They won the persecution prize, so you wanted to help them. You're helping them, and you realize you're just on this default path now of just helping this small little group. You're living and paying taxes somewhere. Your schools are going to crap. Your roads in Rome, that's all going to crap. But you're giving money to this thing down there in Malta, this small little group, because they were attacked. Then you notice they're attacking. No one's actually attacking them anymore. They're fine. We all agreed. Oh, you guys went through a horrible thing. Here you are. You got your place. You're good. Go ahead. Live your life. Instead of just living their lives, they decided that they actually had to have the lands of the people all around them too. They couldn't just steal the land from the locals who live there in that area of Malta, genocide them, run them off, enslave them, apartheid them, and then be happy with that. They weren't happy with that, and they started expanding around them. Well, that's the Greater Israel Project, and no one can see it. They, of course, have infiltrated our Senate, right? So if the Romans and you were trying to fight this little thing, this little island that had taken your money, and you look over and you're like, oh my God, they're in our Senate. Those Roman senators that are pretending to be Romans, they're acting like Romans. They're actually Maltesians. They're loyal to, they've got a Malta's passport. They're loyal to Malta, not to us. Right? That's the kind of situation that we find ourselves in. So we've got these really ugly people on our media, these Ben Shapiro's, these Mark Levines, just attacking anyone that has any kind of little critique of the little parasitic, genocidal group of people that have taken over our country, pretending to actually be Jewish, the chosen people. What a great thing to pretend to be if it says in the Bible of the people who live in the big country, the collapsing American empire. If we all think that those people are chosen, well, then you go ahead and just fake that you're one of them, right? Fake Jews, right? Edomites, Canaanites, just fake people. But there are real Jews. I love them. There's real Jews, real Jews. There's real Christians also. Not all Christians are freaked out of their mind Zionists trying to end the world. That's not all Christians. Some are nice and want to share God's love, and they'll anticipate and be a part of the tribulation when that time happens, when the tribulation arrives, whenever that is. Are we in it now? I don't know. Are we entering it tomorrow? I don't know. Do we need to force it to happen sooner? No. We don't. Let's just let it happen on its own time. And keep being Christians, promoting peace and harmony and love of our neighbors and having a humble lifestyle ourselves. It's kind of a joke, isn't it? There's as much economic divide as there is now, and as much sycophantism as there is to Israel for us to pretend that we can just kind of relax and do nothing and just wear sandals and be in peace. Although I'm looking around my workplace, around most Americans, and their level of just wanting to maintain denial is like right now. They're like, "Oh, Jeff, I can't. I just can't. Oh my God, they're just killing babies. Oh God, I can't. I just Trump is good. I like Trump, or Trump is the only problem. He's the only thing we need to get rid of. I don't know. Can I just stay in the little hating Trump or loving Trump area and not even look at what's happening over in Lebanon right now? I think they just killed where Simon Peter lived. The Christian Simon Peter. I think they just bombed his place, bombed his old house. That's great. Good job, Israel. Good job, Nazis. But, yeah, no one can see. All freaked out. Trump, man, bad. My name is Rose Aguilar. My name is Ian Masters. I'm on KPFA every day. Impaired. My mind is impaired. Can't see. I think there's other players. There might be this thing called the CIA out there. I don't know. I know it's Trump. Definitely Trump. Trumpy Trump. I'm focused super on Trump. That's still the case, unfortunately. Really sad. And these people, they're still out there doing things. They're maybe not the ones in power. They're not the operative ones right now. But hardly anyone talks about, it's okay to talk about them because they're Republicans. Can we talk about Jared Kushner? He's a Republican. He's actually a Republican, right? He got entree maybe because of Trump. But we also need to look at him as kind of a distinct person, right? Not just all orange man bad. Orange man bad, no kings. Maybe it's also part of, hey, Jared Kushner is part of an ongoing trend, something that's maybe a little bit bigger than Trump or transcends Trump and somehow. Maybe Howard Lutnick, who's handling Trump, maybe he's a little bit part of a bigger, more evil thing. Maybe the guy who owns all of Ohio, what's his name? Les Wexner, maybe Les Wexner's something to also look at even if Biden is the president. Gosh darn it, we're still going to be able to have some scrutiny. Oh my goodness. We could actually keep looking at the Epstein files, not have them be politicized and partisanized. The Democrats had the Epstein files. They knew all what was in there. You didn't hear about it then, did you? You weren't hearing about it. The world is taken over by pedophile elites. They're all Caligula. They're all as bad as or worse than young Caligula, right? Caligula got brought into a system. Caligula was not he was a feature, a product of the Roman system that created him. And so is Trump. And you can't see it. You can't see it, unfortunately. It's really sad. People are still hyper-focused on Trump. And they just think, a guy today just told me, all we have to do is just get rid of Trump. That's all we have to do. Just focus on Trump. There was no PNAC. There was no Project for a New American Century before Trump. In other words, the aggression on Iran right now is not a part of some plan. It's not the play out. It's not the final end of a plan that was put into place by bipartisan people a long time ago who maybe have more power than Trump. It can't be that. What we're seeing right now, it's all Trump. And if we just get rid of him, it's all going to be beautiful and perfect. That's all we have to do, right? That's so destructive. I saw this after Clinton won. I noticed that I couldn't raise money for the environment anymore. I couldn't get people to stay concerned about the environment because they thought Bill Clinton was so good. Their partisan thinking, right? So as long as it was Trump, as long as it was Bush, as long as Bush was in power, they were super ready to give money to Greenpeace. They were ready to help Greenpeace, right? But as soon as Bill Clinton won, then they were deceived. They would not give money to Greenpeace anymore. They wouldn't help Greenpeace because they thought, oh, look, we have a nice, beautiful Democrat in power. So I lost all those people, lost the Democrats, wouldn't help the environment the whole time Bill Clinton was president, right? Because they were duped. They were idiot duped. And that's kind of how that's happened now. Bunch of idiot dupes. They're completely distracted by Donald Trump. Whatever Donald Trump does, they are hyper focused on it. So they can't see the CIA, they can't see Israel, they can't see defense contractors, they can't see anything else that's going on. And all the progress that was made in the past, it's all over. The left in the past, we knew the FBI was our enemy. We knew the FBI was our enemy. We knew the CIA was our enemy, right? Well, now we don't know anything because of Trump. That's all we know, Trump. Donald Trump, Jeff. Trump's a whitehead zit. I keep saying that. You just pop that zit and move on. You still got to cleanse the liver. All right, we're still there, still stuck. Have a good one.